Your salary will never make you wealthy. Not because you don't earn enough, not because you need a raise, not because the economy is against you, because a salary was never designed to build wealth. It was designed to keep you working. And once you understand why, once you truly see the mechanism, the way you think about money changes permanently. Let's talk about that. You get your paycheck, you pay rent, you pay your phone bill, your subscriptions, your car payment, your groceries. Maybe you put a little aside if there's anything left. And then 2 weeks later, you do it all again. That cycle has a name. Economists call it the income treadmill. You run faster. Promotions, bonuses, side income. But the treadmill speeds up with you. Lifestyle adjusts. Expenses grow. And the gap between what you earn and what you keep stays exactly the same. Thomas Stanley documented this in extraordinary detail in The Millionaire Next Door. After surveying thousands of high-income earners across America, he found something that stunned the financial world. Most people with high salaries are not wealthy. They are highly paid. Those are not the same thing. The majority of genuinely wealthy people in America, the millionaires next door, did not earn their way there through salary. They built it through a different mechanism entirely. So what is that mechanism? Here's the uncomfortable truth about a salary. Every dollar you earn from your job is active income. That means it only exists as long as you do. If you stop working, if you get sick, if you get laid off, if you burn out, the income stops. Immediately. Completely. Active income has a ceiling. There are only so many hours in a day. There are only so many raises available in your career. There is a hard upper limit on what your labor alone can produce, no matter how skilled or disciplined you are. Wealthy people understand something that most salary earners never figure out. The goal is not to earn more. The goal is to build assets that earn for you, even when you are not working, not thinking, not doing anything at all. Robert Kiyosaki, in Rich Dad, Poor Dad, describes it as the difference between the left side and the right side of the cash flow quadrant. People on the left side, employees and self-employed workers, trade time for money. Every hour worked produces income. Every hour not worked produces nothing. People on the right side, business owners and investors, build systems that produce income regardless of their time. The asset works. The person does not have to. Now, most people hear this and think, I need to quit my job. I need to start a business. I need to become an entrepreneur. That is not what this video is about. Because here's the part nobody tells you. Your salary is not the enemy. Your salary is the seed. The mistake is treating it like the harvest. Here is what that means in practice. Every dollar your salary generates is an opportunity, not to spend, but to deploy, to acquire assets, to build a second engine of income that runs parallel to your job, quietly, automatically, compounding in the background while you sleep, while you work, while you live your life. The question is never, how much do I earn? The question is always, how much of what I earn am I converting into assets? J.P. Morgan Asset Management publishes an annual guide to retirement that tracks the wealth-building behavior of Americans over decades. One finding stands above everything else. The single most powerful predictor of long-term wealth is not income level, it is savings rate. People who consistently save and invest 15 to 20% of their income, regardless of whether they earn $40,000 or $400,000 a year, end up in a fundamentally different financial position than people who do not. Let's make that concrete. You earn $5,000 a month. You save and invest 20%. That is $1,000 a month going into assets, an index fund, a retirement account, a real estate position, whatever vehicle you choose. At a historical average return of 7% per year, $1,000 a month invested for 30 years becomes roughly $2 million. Your salary did not make you wealthy. Your salary created the raw material. The system, the consistent investment, the compound growth, the asset accumulation. That is what built the wealth. Now raise your salary by 50%. You earn $7,500 a month. But if your savings rate stays the same, if you spend $6,500 instead of $4,000, you are not ahead. You are just more expensive to maintain. This is what behavioral economists call lifestyle inflation. Daniel Kahneman's research on loss aversion and consumption behavior showed repeatedly that humans adapt rapidly to higher income. The pleasure of earning more fades within months. The new baseline feels normal. The spending adjusts upward to match. And the wealth gap stays exactly the same. The salary went up, the assets did not. Most high earners never accept what the numbers make undeniably clear. A person earning $60,000 a year who saves 25% will outperform a person earning $150,000 a year who saves 5%. Every single time, over every meaningful time horizon. The math is unambiguous. The income gap means almost nothing. The behavior gap means everything. Morgan Housel makes this point with devastating clarity in The Psychology of Money. Wealth, he writes, is the money you do not spend. It is assets accumulated. It is options created. Every dollar you convert from consumption into investment is a unit of future freedom. Freedom to stop working when you choose, to take risks you otherwise couldn't, to weather a job loss or a health crisis without financial collapse. The salary earner who saves nothing has no future options. They are one bad month away from borrowing. one medical bill away from credit card debt, one layoff away from crisis. The salary earner who converts 20% into assets every month is building a parallel financial life, one that grows whether or not they get a raise, whether or not their company thrives, whether or not the economy cooperates. So what does this actually look like in practice? The shift happens in 3 moves. The first move is to stop treating your salary as income and start treating it as raw material. Every paycheck is not money to manage, it is capital to allocate. Some goes to living, some goes to assets. The ratio is the decision that changes everything. The second move is automation. The research is clear on this. Shlomo Benartzi, a behavioral economist at UCLA who worked on the Save More Tomorrow program, showed that people who automate savings contributions save significantly more over time than people who manually transfer money each month. Because manual saving requires a decision, and decisions are vulnerable to mood, distraction, impulse, and rationalization. Automation removes the decision. The money moves before you see it, before you count it, before you spend it. The third move is to build a second income stream, not to replace your salary immediately, but to begin the process of decoupling your income from your time. This can be dividends from index funds, it can be rental income, it can be a digital product, a small content business, freelance work in your area of expertise. The form does not matter as much as the function. You are building something that generates income independent of your labor hours. This is what wealthy people actually do with a salary. They use it to buy assets. And over time, the assets grow large enough that the salary becomes optional. Warren Buffett did not become the world's most successful investor because of a salary. He became wealthy because he understood from an early age that every dollar not spent was a dollar that could compound. He has spoken often about living simply, not from deprivation, but from a clear understanding that each dollar consumed is a dollar that stops growing forever. The opportunity cost of lifestyle spending is not the price tag. It is the price tag compounded for 30 years. Let's bring this back to where you are right now. You have a salary, maybe it feels too small, maybe you feel stuck. Maybe you are waiting for the promotion, the raise, the career break that will finally make building wealth feel possible. Here's what the data says about that plan. It does not work. Not because raises are rare, they are not. But because raises trigger lifestyle inflation almost automatically, almost without awareness, almost every single time. The salary goes up, the lifestyle adjusts, the savings rate stays flat, the wealth gap stays flat. The move is not to earn more before you start building. The move is to start building with exactly what you have now. Take your current salary. Find the number, even if it is 5%, even if it is $200 a month, that you can automate into an asset before you touch the rest. Do not negotiate with yourself about this. Do not wait until the budget feels comfortable. It will never feel comfortable. That is not how salaries work. Automate it, invest it, leave it. Then, as the salary grows, resist the full upgrade. Let the lifestyle grow by 50 cents on every new dollar. Let the other 50 cents compound. That is the mechanism. That is how a salary becomes wealth. Not by being large enough, by being used differently. Your salary will never make you wealthy. But what you do with it, right now, this month, with what you already have, that is the only question that has ever mattered. If this video changed the way you think about your paycheck, even just a little, hit like. It takes 1 second, and it tells me to keep making videos exactly like this one. And if you want to know what to actually do with your salary, the exact steps, the exact percentages, the exact accounts, to start turning income into assets this month, that video is coming next. Subscribe so you don't miss it. Before you go, one question. What's the one money habit you wish you had started sooner? Drop it in the comments. I read every single one. I'll see you in the next one.